Hola YouTube, this is Aqua Ninja, and I totally forgot to show the other end, which is the iOS side of the emoji scale. So I'm gonna actually go through the whole showcase again, but showing the iOS version instead of the Android version. So if you have an iPhone or you want to see how the emojis look on the Apple version of it, this is for 9.2, so with the latest update, so you can see the new ones as well. So let's actually get through it, and so you can see which ones you are either missing out on or you just got. All right, so you can see the zipper face, the confused face, the smile with two hands face. It's a lot of it's basically exactly what was in the other video. I'm gonna have it linked in the description box below, so you can see the Android version as well. And to be honest, I personally always love the iOS version of things. It just kind of have a cleaner look to it. You know what I mean? In terms of like software, though, you know what I mean? Like the aesthetics, the emojis, the how fluid the UI is. Things like that are really really apparent on iOS. Like one thing that I really always like to notice the middle finger and the Spock fingers. See, they're like really now they're way more like clear and visible. But one thing I've always kind of liked about iOS is that the status bar is built into whatever app you're using. So if you're using Twitter, for instance, your status bar turns blue. And it's so just opaque and transparent. You don't even remember it's there. You know what I mean? You get a notification, it pops down. It's really nice and seamless. So I would say in certain things like the UI elements, definitely Apple's had Android beat for years. But in terms of customization and being able to personalize your phone how you want it to be, I think Android wins in that regard. I mean, I used to work at Best Buy. This is another video on that. You can see in my channel somewhere, it's way in the back. But essentially, I would get that question a lot, like which phone is better? Is it Apple or is it Android? And like that's probably the most common question. Even if you're not in the mobile department, you'll get that question 1,000 times. And like there's no easy answer to that question. That's like, asking a supercar enthusiast like which car is better, the Ferrari or Lamborghini. Like it depends on a lot of things. Your taste, what's important to you, horsepower or miles per hour. Same thing with the cell phone game. Like depends if software is really vital and crucial to you, then you know what side to go to. If customization and having freedom with your phone is important to you, then you know what side to go to. Like it's pretty simple to know whether you want to go Apple or Android. Like if you're completely non-biased, like you've been using BlackBerry for 17 years and you're like, you know what? I need a new phone. It's got to be a smartphone. Well, technically you get the BlackBerry Priv or, the Z10. But I mean, let's just pretend, you want to switch away from BlackBerry. I mean, you could, I would say try both in terms of, the iPhone and and that's another thing. Like certain people's perception of Android changes because they have used, a specific model of Android, like say Samsung or HTC, which has their own skin on top of, pure Android. So it's kind of like, you buying like, Coke for the first time, but you don't just get Coke, you get vanilla Coke. And then your whole opinion of Coke is based on vanilla Coke. So don't get me wrong, I love vanilla Coke. Like if I was gonna drink soda, then that would be the soda I would drink. But not everybody likes vanilla Coke. And you shouldn't base your opinion of Coke entirely on that because that's a completely different flavor than the regular Coke. So that would, it would dramatically alter your perception of said thing. So I would say, start out with a pure Google phone, like Google, Nexus, whatever the new one is. Then base your thing off of that. Because if you go with a Samsung phone, don't get me wrong, they're great phones. But unless you're getting the new one, like the S6 Edge or the S7 at that point, you're gonna be subject to TouchWiz, which I mean it's an okay UI, but you know, has its hiccups here and there. And you miss out on a couple key features of the just Google experience with the whole their launcher and their whole unique ecosystem. So definitely go either or Motorola as well. That's what I say. Anything with stock Android. So, you know, you get a Moto X as well, but definitely one of those two, and then compare it to say an iPhone. And whatever one you like more, then that's the one you should get. Because I mean, look at these emotes. I mean, all these emojis are pretty on point. Like, if you've been using iPhones for years, you probably are like, oh, most of these I have or I've seen. But then you notice the new ones and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And some of them even like just touched up on a little bit, like they, you know, just kind of revised it. They got all the flags just like on the Android side. So yeah, I really like the clarity and the smoothness of the iOS emojis. Comment below if you want to have another video based on the Nexus 6P's charge or anything related to the Nexus 6P, because I've seen to be getting like a lot of comments like, oh, you should, you know, do this for 6P. And honestly, I'm like, well, you know, 6P is like, that's my bread and butter, but like, you know, that's easy to make videos of, you know what I mean? Like, so if you want anything Nexus 6P related, just leave it in the comment below, and I'll probably make a video of it pretty soon. So as always, you guys have a great day. 2 videos in 2 days. Psh, I told you I'm on a roll right now. You know what I mean? And I got an exam in 2 days too. So wish me luck, seriously, because college is not hard. I mean, college is not easy. All right, see you guys.